Good morning everyone and welcome back. So today I thought we'd do a bit of like a nutrition-based vlog kind of thing. Quite specifically talking about one thing that I keep getting asked over on my Instagram page, which is my personal fat loss for once in my life. I've never actually done a cut, stuck to it, and I've really been trying to cut during lockdown just because I really wasn't feeling comfortable with myself before lockdown. I'd really got into a routine of just literally eating whatever I want, and when I say whatever I want, like I always eat what I want to eat, obviously, but just got into a phase of takeaways, and not even necessarily really unhealthy takeaways, but like excessive sushi even, and just things that weren't keeping me on track, and also not exercising as much as I would have liked to. Before lockdown, probably, I don't know, maybe even 6 weeks before lockdown, a month before lockdown, I got a knee injury playing squash, and it really set me back. I basically couldn't do anything on my knee, including like walking long distances, things like that. It still feels a bit dodgy now because I went a bit too hard on it during my Instagram lives last week. But yeah, that had really stopped me from exercising, and I was just noticing that I wasn't getting in very good shape, and I was actually making so many excuses for it as well. Like, I think I carry weight relatively well because my abs are actually kind of defined, and they're the first place that I lose fat off, which means that I can look leaner than I actually am. But I was just feeling heavy, and then I went to Elliot's flat, and I absolutely never ever weigh myself. I was so much heavier than I'd been in my entire life, and I just thought it's probably about time to do something about it because I just wasn't feeling confident at all. So actually what I ended up doing was getting help from my friend Lucy, lovely Lucy Davis. I will leave her Instagram and everything just because I think it's really important to speak about how she's helped me in this vlog as well. But yeah, I contacted my friend Lucy, and I just thought I really need someone to hold me accountable and to help me a little bit with nutrition, not because I don't know what to eat, but just to get me back on track. I'm not someone who likes tracking food. I don't like feeling restricted, and I wanted someone to sort of create like a little bit of a meal plan for me, and honestly in exactly the same way as I help out my own clients, but I just felt like I needed a third party that wasn't Elliot to hold me accountable for it. I just wanted to feel more confident. That is what I've been doing, and I have made really good progress. I can say for once in my entire life, I've never actually tried to do something like this and fully stuck to it. So I'm feeling very proud of myself. It's still very much a journey. I've actually got goals that I know that I'm going to achieve now. The other thing that I also wanted to say, which has helped me enormously, is not drinking alcohol. So I've had like 2 alcoholic drinks the whole of lockdown, and usually I would be drinking pretty much every weekend with my friends. So obviously that has helped a lot, just because alcohol, as much as it can be a lot of fun, it's also not great for you, and it's also not particularly low in calories. I hate speaking about calories because I firmly believe that you don't really need to focus on calories to lead a healthy lifestyle, but obviously that is also factual, and no ignoring the fact that it's not gonna sort of assist you in achieving your goals. So thought today it could be really good to go through a full day of eating with you, but I also wanted to kind of explain a bit more about what I'm eating and things like that. I don't know if I'm gonna do a workout in this vlog, just because quite frankly my home workouts I don't think are particularly interesting to film, and if you do want to see them, I have got so many home workouts on my Instagram page, and also I'm doing lives pretty much Monday to Friday at the moment, so go and follow along with those if you're looking for, you know, some extra motivation during your workout. I've actually got an upper body session today, which should be really great. But actually with my workouts, to be honest with you, I haven't been working out like an excessive amount. Like I've done Monday to Friday, but my sessions have been about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, which is nothing in comparison to what I would usually do if I was in a gym. I'd usually do at least an hour, but because I've been doing these Instagram lives with you guys, I've actually been working really hard. So I think I feel like everyone's watching me, so I'm like, I can't not do well at this workout because you guys are trying to follow along with me as well. Does anyone know what to do when you get those weird kinky bits at the back of your head. First of all, what causes them? Because yesterday, what I thought caused them was going to bed with slightly wet hair and like sleeping on the side, but yesterday I let my hair fully dry before I went to bed, down as well, and I still woke up and it was like that, and I have no idea what to do about it. But I swear it's been so much worse since I've been in lockdown. You can actually see it just doesn't sit flat to my head, and then I get these weird bits here. But honestly, I think it's been worse since we've been in lockdown, and I don't know whether I'm just noticing it more or what, but I don't know what to do about it, and it drives me up the wall. If I'm being really honest with you guys, I was quite anxious before filming this video because I find it really difficult to openly talk about fat loss on my channel, and this is one of the reasons why I don't tend to share numbers or stats. That as much as I don't think it should be a negative thing to share them, and I don't find it negative if I see someone else sharing them or talking about calories or macro tracking, I'm also very aware that for some people talking about things like that can be very triggering. I know that when I track my macros in the past, it definitely over a long period of time gave me a more negative relationship with eating, which I've never had before. Yeah, I always get really worried when I'm being really open about these things, and I hope that you guys do think that I can be a positive influence and take it all with a pinch of salt. I know what works for my body, and Lucy's helping me to understand what works for my body as much as I assist the girls that I train finding things that are going to work for their bodies as well, but it doesn't mean that what works for me is going to work for someone else. So I could sit here and tell you the amount of calories that Lucy's set me to eat a day, but I don't really see how that would be beneficial for you guys unless you have an exact replica of my body. So yeah, I hope it's really helpful to share sort of tips with you, you know, ideas and recipes and things like that, so you can sort of see kind of foods that I'm eating, but you've got to make sure it's realistic for you and it's going to work for you the only way around it. Like, I know that the meal plan that I'm following at the moment is really realistic for me because it includes loads of things that I crave in. I can have snacks when I want to. That isn't necessarily going to work for you, and I think that's one of the most important things if you do want to change the way your body looks. I also find it hard in this industry because I think I sit on the fence massively. I'm such a firm believer in body confidence, and you should be comfortable and happy with how you are, and it's definitely something that I focused on so much over the years. But I'm also very aware people have personal goals. Like, if we're being really transparent, I wanted to lose fat to look a certain way, and that's not because I feel like society is saying I should look that way. It's just because I wasn't feeling that comfortable in my own skin. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the way I looked before or that I wasn't comfortable the way before. I definitely was. It's just that I set myself goals for a way that I wanted to look, and I think it would also be silly to ignore the fact that people have those kind of goals, because they definitely do. So yeah, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that I really hope that I can be of help to people without anyone feeling like I'm trying to say to them that you should be trying to lose fat, because you absolutely shouldn't. That I just want to be of assist to people who are also trying to do a similar thing to me.
You have to be your biggest fan, and when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that, because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet, who you're going don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to
Right, so we just got back from the park. As you would have seen, I took a little lunch with me to eat. Now, that wasn't a particularly big lunch for me, and you would have seen we didn't have any carbohydrate in, mainly because I couldn't be bothered to wait for my new potatoes to cook, because that's what I've generally been having in my tuna salads when I've had them. I'm actually not someone who usually eats salads for lunch, but I think it's because it's summery outside. I'm like, let's do salad. I used to eat salad loads when I was younger, but in recent years, loads of raw vegetables have caused me to be really bloated, so I've kind of stayed away from raw vegetables as much as I like them. But I think it's because I've been eating really well recently. I just haven't been as bloated, so I sort of felt like I introduced them back in a bit. So I've been loving having those salads with loads of like balsamic vinegar and salt and pepper and stuff like that. But yeah, that wasn't a particularly big lunch for me, but I just wanted something that I could grab and just eat in the park. So just got back and we got our food delivery for the week. So what we've been doing since we've been in lockdown is supporting a lovely business called Doggett and Squash, and they're like a friend of a friend's business, and usually they're a catering business, but obviously they've got no business at the moment, so pretty much they've changed to doing food delivery. So each week we've been ordering a vegetable box with some extra bits. So I thought I'd show you quickly. So we got chives because Elliot and I have both been loving having chives in our eggs. Elliot, look.
Oh, sick.
It's like a whole grass thing. Straight from the wall. We've got lettuce, which is huge, but that's great because I have been having that in my salad. Loads of greens, which is just fab to add into literally everything. Peppers seem to come in this box every week, which is perfect. So I've kind of been predicting and not buying them from Tesco because we go through peppers really quickly. It's kind of like one of our staple things, I guess. And this week, what I love about these boxes, by the way, is you don't actually know what's going to come in them, but it's always a really good array of stuff and not like pointless vegetables. So we've got sweet potato, which is amazing. I actually had sweet potato last night as well. Some, are these shallots? They're shallots, aren't they? Shallots. My mum's watching this, she'll be like, got asparagus. We've been having asparagus with breakfast quite a lot. And then some garlic. Great, we eat garlic all the time. And then what I've been adding on is extras, because actually I'll link this whole website for you in the description box because it's actually really useful. And it's just great to support local businesses. So we've been ordering as an add-on some milk, which comes in these beautiful bottles, which I've actually been saving. And I'm thinking I'm going to use them for something. I don't know what yet. Milk from the estate dairy. I actually don't drink dairy milk, but Elliot does, so it's great for him. And then we have got a lovely loaf, fresh bread. I can't tell whether that's sourdough or not, but it's something really nice. And then, do you know what? I had a really weird dream last night. Or was this real? That you were saying, I don't want to eat sourdough bread anymore, only give me like the shitty Warburton's one.
What?
That is so weird. Anyway, and then 2 boxes of eggs. And that's our order. So as you can see, it's just loads of really useful things. And I think it's such a fab thing to do. And I think the whole thing for everything is £30, which I actually think, considering all the stuff is local and it's delivered to your door, everything like that, it's really fresh. I think that's kind of reasonable. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. Oh my god, I think they're brownies. Oh my god, salted caramel brownies!
Unreal.
Oh my gosh, look how gooey that looks.
Oh my god. Thanks, Kate.
Oh my gosh. At those, basically my best friend Kate has sent Elliot and I a really cute little note with some brownies as well. That's just adorable. So we'll be having those later. Right, snack time. I am actually really hungry because, like I said, that lunch was really small for me, and I've just been editing a workout video for my Instagram page and I haven't eaten anything yet, but I'm going to tactically save my carbohydrates that I would have had at lunchtime today to eat just before my workout. So I'm probably going to have a banana just before because I'm going to need it. It is a glute session. It's going to be a hard one. I actually thought all day that it was an upper body session, and then I just checked my own schedule. Glutes, I always get lightheaded if I haven't, well, anything lower body based, always get lightheaded if I haven't. Can you hear Elliot literally talking to the Xbox or whoever he's playing with on the Xbox? This is me all day every day at the moment, and he's moved his setup from here where he'd bought everything he needed. He's now bought like a monitor screen, and now he's in the space that I've been working in for the last 2 months, and I'm like, no, so annoying. But yeah, I always feel like I really need some carbs just before I do a lower body workout because I tend to get a bit dizzier if I haven't, so I'm going to save that for that. But for now, I'm going to start with my protein shake and my protein bar. But I wanted to chat to you a little bit about protein because this is something that I find I have to emphasize so much with all of my clients, and protein is just so important, like so much more important than we ever think. And I have to say, I do think that one of the biggest differences in my transformation since sort of lockdown started and now is the amount of protein that I'm eating. So Lucy had put me on 158 grams protein. That is what I've been eating every single day. That is tough for me, like really tough. I'm not someone who like naturally goes for high protein things. As I've spoken about multiple times before, I don't really eat meat very often at all. And actually before lockdown, I wasn't eating loads of fish. Like I was having fish, but I tend to have like a few prawns here and there and stuff like that. But I've actually found in lockdown that I've been eating far more things like salmon, fillets of fish, along with prawns. I've even been having like scallop stuff from Muscle Food, which I have really enjoyed, but you could obviously reach this on a fully plant-based diet or whatever. It just would be maybe a little bit harder. But what I tend to do, because I'm trying to reach that 158 grams every single day, I always have a protein shake and I always have a protein bar. And this is by no means necessary, like you don't need to do that, but I find that much through my food, I'd have to be eating enormous quantities, and actually more than my stomach can really handle. So I use those things as just like an assist to reach my protein goal every day. Obviously there's no real right or wrong way of hitting your protein intake. That is just what I find works really well for me. I do find that protein shakes and protein bars are really convenient things for me to eat, especially if I'm working on my laptop all day. I can just have my protein shake to sip on, have my protein bar, which kind of acts as like a bit of a chocolate bar, and it works really well for me. Again, I just want to emphasize, I'm not saying that's what you need to do to reach your goals. That is just what I personally find works for me, on the basis that I don't eat a huge amount of meat. If you are someone that eats meat, I think you would find it a lot easier to do it without those two things. But they're just, you know, they're things that I kind of enjoy eating at the moment. And realistically, if you've got a fat loss goal, you need to pick things that are going to help you stay on track, because it's all about consistency. It's funny how quickly you expect results from trying to change your lifestyle. Like even as a coach and someone who I'd say that I know quite a lot about this kind of stuff, and even within like the first 2 weeks, I'd sort of look at my body and be like, oh my god, but I feel like I've changed so much, but I haven't made progress. And it takes its time, but it does happen. If you're eating in a calorie deficit, you will lose fat at some stage. It's just how long it takes you. I think it took me the first 4 weeks to actually really notice some changes, and I think because we are in lockdown in the UK at the moment, I know some countries are out of that phase now, it's just meant that I've had time to focus on it, and I've had time to really like change my eating patterns. I have definitely found it easier living at Elliot, as much as I literally love my flatmates. We do a lot of like social eating and like crisps and dip and things like that, and have to say with Elliot, especially because of the way that he eats is much more similar to sort of how I'm eating now, I have definitely found it easier to stay on track. But I can't emphasize how important it is that you pick a sort of like eating habit that are going to work for you and they're going to be easy to sustain, because that is how you're going to make the progress. Right, so I've just finished my workout and I was a sweaty mess. Well, I haven't just finished, I finished like 15 minutes ago now. That was really hard, and I have to say, if I wasn't doing that workout on live, I would have done 3 rounds rather than 4 rounds, but I was just struggling today. To be honest, this week I've been lagging majorly. I don't know particularly like what's making me so like there, but I've just like not been full of, you know, I've not been like down, I've just been like not full of really good energy. But anyway, let's get on with the last meal of the day. I'm probably gonna have, I think I've got cod, because I had salmon last night, and as said, I've been having quite a lot of fish at dinner, so I'm gonna be having that, and then probably with some of that Uncle Ben's chicken flavoured rice, which I have a feeling in my last what I eat in a day I possibly made this meal, because it kind of like rings a bell telling you about it. But yeah, the chicken flavoured rice, which actually has no chicken in or doesn't even have any chicken stock in, but it tastes really good. I'll show you what seasoning I'm going to be using, because it's like a garlic and herb seasoning. I'm not joking, it's literally the best thing ever. Like, I'm always one for making my own seasonings, but I usually go for like an Asian-y vibe. This garlic and herb is like buttery, herby, garlicky. It's just, and it comes in like a little sachet thing, which actually makes it really easy. As much as I love all my fresh ingredients and things like that, I'm not really cooking at Elliot's with like my kitchen of stuff, and Elliot's got quite limited resources. Just makes himself like quite simple meals generally. So yeah, we're gonna go with that, and then loads of veggies as well to fill up. I'm actually gonna make Elliot's meal at the same time, so making him like a chicken wrap thing as well. But let's focus on mine anyway.
don't know who you're gonna meet.
This is literally what I have to put up with all day, every day, behind this stupid screen. You look like a 5-year-old.
Well.
So that is my full day of eating complete. The only thing that I'm probably gonna have is either a hot chocolate, but it is quite warm outside today, so maybe not, or a few squares of dark chocolate a little bit later on. But I want to wrap this up while the light is still good, because the one thing I hate about filming what I eat in a day is by the time I get to filming the last meal of the day, it's already so dark outside, and oh, I hate the yellowy horrible lights on camera. So we've successfully done a full day of eating in the light. So grateful for British summer right now, honestly. Also, let's dress my baby hair because it's a bit mad and I haven't put anything in it today, and I'm just rocking it au natural, but what can you do? Also on my lives, loads of you said that you also had baby hair, so I'm like, do you know what, that's just me and that's fine. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good things to take away from this. I will do loads more stuff on nutrition. I was actually thinking about maybe doing a fitness journey as one of my next videos, or I don't know, like full week of workouts. Do let me know in the comments any videos that you would like to see on my channel. I'm happy to talk more about fat loss and things like that because I know you guys really enjoy it. I just want to make sure it is exactly what you want to see as well. Make sure to subscribe as well if you are enjoying my videos. Drop it a like and I'll see you in my next one.
Follow that, because you don't know who you're gonna meet.